You guys, we are feeling this mental health and manifestation energy because it's all so connected and intertwined. And the way that we think about our minds, if we think about it in more of a technological way, we're able to actually rewire and reroute all of our neural networks from a place of like, okay, my brain is literally a computer. So we're going to come at it from that angle today. And just like with everything, when you are focused on making an impact not only on yourself but the world around you, you are able to tune in and tap in a lot easier. So setting the intention right now in this moment to imagine more peace and conscious thinking. How can you see your life from a really impactful way, impacting yourself and the world around you? So our learning objectives look like this. We're going to understand how to harness the power of the mind on a technological level. We're going to update the brain with new joyful and happiness software. And we're going to consciously co-create our best lives together, essentially meaning that we're all the puzzle pieces that come together to be able to create this beautiful life and this beautiful impact. So when you watch a video like this at any time for any reason, you're on a certain dimensional plane. And so if you're tapped into the Wi-Fi, which is essentially wonderful, infinite, free intelligence, meaning that you're tapped into universal source energy and you're able to actually see what's going on in front of you, you get a lot more out of it. So this is an example of, okay, right now we're going to essentially go to the do not disturb in our mind, and we're going to make sure that we're completely present for this. So we're just segment intending. Our intention in this moment is to activate our universal source Wi-Fi and to be completely one with this infinite free intelligence. And from this place, now that we're tapped into the Wi-Fi, we're able to update our software. Because even if you have a brand new iPhone that's fully spec'd out with the best camera, if you're not tapped into the universal source Wi-Fi, that thing isn't going to be able to do any of the things that you need it to do. So you're tapped into the Wi-Fi. You're ready to have this really powerful update with your mind. And you know that every single time you do an update, every single time you listen to something again, you listen to it from a different dimensional plane. So you're learning more and you're able to translate more of the vibration that comes through. So I like to think of it as this. Update starts with up. So it's universal preparation. You're prepping yourself and you're letting universal source prep you so that you can download aligned, thoughtful energy. So this is all the angels, all the saints, all the guides of the highest truth and compassion. And then for software, this is source optimization for therapeutic, wonderful, amplified, radical excitement. Because the more excited you are and the more radical you feel, the more you're essentially jumping, timeline hopping, taking the universal source elevator upward from those dimensional planes. So your mind is an algorithm. We know this. Our brains are always computing more of what we like, comment, and subscribe to. So you have an opportunity to update your software in every single moment to essentially clear out any viruses or old energy. Old is the obsolete lack dimension, and we are not here for it. So you can see this little diagram here. Essentially what it shows you is one thought and then another thought and then another thought piggybacking off of that thought and another thought. So you are this beautiful top part and you have the opportunity to shoot energy down and out and every which way, whatever way you want. And more and more and more that's like that will come underneath it. So it's just a matter of choosing a thought that feels good. So we're going to drop into a quick little meditation here to just take a moment to check out what's on your feed. Feeling the energy, we're going to just soften the eyes to close, start to deepen the breath, relax into the present moment. An audible HA clears the area, clears the energy, taps you into the Wi-Fi, and just take this moment to ask yourself, what thought patterns and stories am I subscribed to? What thought patterns and stories am I subscribed to? What have been your most common thoughts? Knowing that by searching them constantly, you're going to get more mind ads. You're going to see more evidence to validate that perspective or that story. Go ahead and blink your eyes open and write down in your journal what showed up for you. What are the thoughts that you're subscribed to? Maybe they're really good ones. Maybe you've been doing this practice for a while and you're feeling really, really good. And you're like, my software is up to date. Let's go. And that's amazing. But even when you're in that place, you're still going to get these guys who are going to come in, and these are intrusive thoughts. They're intruding. They're essentially viruses. So virus thoughts are the thoughts that essentially come into your mind, because your mind is a system. The virus comes in and essentially says, I'm not enough. I'm never doing enough. There's never enough. We're all going to die, essentially. And now you are tapped into the Wi-Fi. So you're able to see this and you're able to go, okay, I see this thing coming in. I'm really, really well versed in how to code my own brain. I can for sure hack this virus. Everything is going to be okay. And then you say, you know what? Stranger danger. We're going to fact check this shit. So what stories are you telling that you need to fact check yourself on? Because a lot of the times you're telling yourself the story of what you think is really scary or a really, really intense thing that could happen, or replaying that something that happened in the past that you're thinking that everyone's still thinking about, which they're not, because they're thinking about their own version of that same thing. So you fact check yourself and you get clear on the fact that you actually have all the power in the world to rise up the dimensional planes by literally just focusing on a security thought. So virus thoughts are the thoughts that essentially take over your mind. They hijack you and they make you act crazy, and then you can't get anything done and your system's essentially broken. But when you tap into the Wi-Fi and you tune into who you really are, you tap into those security thoughts, you secure the bag. Essentially, the security thought that combats I'm not enough is I always do my best. I always do my best. Write that down, because I know you always do your best. We're all just doing the best we can with what we have. And so when you're tapped into the Wi-Fi and you're feeling really, really good, now you're able to optimize your SEO, which is essentially your source energy optimization. And we're going to go through steps A through E so that we can break this down and get this spick and span in our minds. So step A is essentially the activation of the ego. So A for activate. The virus activates the ego. And the ego is essentially the misunderstood part of you that can quickly identify contrast. Your ego is always connected to Wi-Fi, right? Isn't that game changing to think about? The ego is always like, okay, I know what my job is. It's to identify the contrast. I'm going to identify it. And so if the ego is left to its own devices and it's tapped into the Wi-Fi, but your soul is not, all you're going to be hearing all day is virus thoughts, virus thoughts, virus thoughts, because the ego is attracting more evidence to support its position, which is that there's contrast. But from the contrast of knowing what you don't want, you get more clear on what you do want. And this is the birth of the desire. So this is your opportunity to activate your ego and be like, okay, this is great. Thank you so much for letting me know that this is coming up. And I'm going to take it from here, from the seat of the highest self. And that's why step A can kind of seem like a little bit of a hell on earth in terms of thinking about hell, purgatory, and heaven as states of mind. Because when you're in the contrast and you're only focusing on what you're not wanting, you're literally magnetizing more things to you that you don't want. So if you just hang out in the contrast, you are going to do a downward spiral. But we have a better option. And that is to go to step B, which is breathe. So when you breathe, you take a deep breath in, and what does that do? You activate the Wi-Fi. You make a conscious decision to turn your Wi-Fi on. You take a cleansing breath. You immediately activate us, universal source energy. Your system updates and you feel better. You allow universal source to gather the cooperative components. This is essentially the purgatory phase. So you can see in the graphics here, when your Wi-Fi stops working, you're freaking out. And I literally had a moment like this over the weekend because I literally almost filled up a full terabyte. I think it's like 1 terabyte. If I don't even really understand. Yeah, honey? Yeah. Okay, 1 terabyte on my fully spec'd out Mac. And this thing was running so slow. And I was having a moment. So your girl was taking a deep breath. I went to the Mac store. I was like, okay, this feels a lot like the purgatory phase. I'm really, really concerned that I'm not going to be able to hit my deadlines, all of these things that I want to have done. And then I realized, okay, just take a deep breath. I took my deep breath. I was able to find all of the cooperative components that I needed because I was able to stay regulated within my nervous system. So I call Apple Care. My girl on Apple Care is helping me out. She's my nurse angel. She's teaching me how to do all of these things on my Mac. And now I understand because I tapped into the Wi-Fi and I was able to, instead of being this ape that's like, oh my gosh, we're all going to die, I was able to tap into the Wi-Fi, feel really good and get this done, which really gave me an opportunity to then feel the crystallization of my manifestation, which is step C, which is chill, and feel the crystallization. When crystals form, they essentially have this vibration of becoming more and more and more and more and more and more. And so you want to stay present. You want to maintain the receptive mode vibration to feel the crystallization of the manifestation forming within you and all around you. So you maintain your alignment. And this is the heaven phase because you're having fun here. So you can't feel fear and be in step C because you can't chill when you're fearful. So you walk yourself through these steps, you trust, you believe, and then you go to step D, which is download. Download. You receive what you're wanting as the next logical step. Okay. This is important because if it doesn't feel like the next logical step, it's not in vibrational alignment with where you're currently at. It's something that doesn't feel like it could be real. And so it can't be. Because you need to be so well practiced within your mind that you are able to see it. You're able to know what you're going to say when it happens. You're going to be able to know how to feel. You're going to know what to do. You're going to be the person who's ready to receive this download, right? And so the lady on the phone, she's like, listen, we're not going to be able to do the update to this until we clean this out. We have to clean this out first. And so you're dragging and dropping things. You're clearing things out. You're clearing things out. It's taking forever. You're dumping things in the trash. You're like, these virus thoughts need to go in the trash. And the trash then is just taking so much time buffering and buffering and buffering and buffering. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is literally the way I'm healing my trauma. Like you can't do it all at once. You got to just take one thing to the trash at a time and let it be easy and let it be an opportunity to like be patient and always in your mind knowing that at some point you will be in step D. At some point it will feel like the next logical step. Once all of that shit is cleared out, now you have space and now you can actually do whatever the system upgrade that you need to do on your computer is. But it takes time and it takes like 40 minutes. And the next thing you know, now there's another 40 minutes of stuff that needs to get deleted. So it's the same thing with the healing journey. So once you do get to step D and it feels like the next logical step and you cleared out all the crazy crap that you didn't need, that was holding you back from being able to be the person who has everything that you want. Now you're not self-sabotaging. Now you're actually taking the action. And then you get to go to step E, which is essentially you're going to team up with your ego again and you're going to gain even more clarity. And this is really, really fun because it's the evolution of a continuation of step A. And this process goes on and on and on and on. And this is how everything is created. Without contrast, without the ego, there would be no creation. So you're going to master this CDE energy, which symbolizes the energetic elevator, meaning that you're rising up the emotional scale. You're able to get yourself to a place where you're able to understand how to show up as the person who is in the receptive mode of the thing that you're wanting so that you can actually download it and receive it. Because we're ever evolving, always expanding. And that's just the way that it works. And that's how it is. And so when you go backwards through this, you feel the vibrational alignment of it because you're like, okay, I go to E and then I can go back to D, essentially meaning that you received something and now you're back in another step and then you're back in another step and then you're back in another step. And you have all of these steps going for literally everything that's going on in your life, for every phase, for every aspect of your life that you're dealing with. You have multiple SEOs going all at once. You have multiple processes manifesting through time. And so then we make our way to the elevator. So this was a very, very clear visual that came through from universal source energy in one of my deepest meditations yet. And essentially, this is all about the levels of the vibrational elevator. So this is the scale. It's very powerful because you can go so many different ways on this scale, essentially meaning that you can go from left to right and then from right to left and then left to right and then right to left. So you can go up in that way. So let's say you're feeling really, really sad. You're in a deep state of depression and you are just losing your mind. You're not knowing how to go forward anymore. You're like, I literally just don't know what to do. I'm feeling really, really, really sad. And then you move into this energy of now you're in anxiety, and that's higher. That's a higher frequency emotion. So you move to anxiety and you're like, oh, I really don't know what I'm going to do. But now you almost have like a little bit more energy about you. Having anxiety is a little bit more high frequency than depression because there's more energy that comes with it. So you're just working your way up. And then you're feeling a little bit of shame and guilt. and then you're moving into doubt, and then you're moving into anger. And so you could go the long way like that, but you could also play this another way where you would go from depression and then you would go upwards through to revenge, contentment, eagerness, freedom, vortex into oneness. And this is all based on the dimensional planes. So you have the opportunity to get on this vibrational elevator for every single segment that you have in your life. And you choose, you say to universal source energy, you ask the God of your own understanding, you ask your angels to be with you and to take you up to the 5D for this segment. And they will do it every single time. It's just a matter of you asking. And so if you're on the 3D and you're feeling really, really sad, let's use the I'm not enough example. I'm not enough. I'm never doing enough. There's never enough, right? That feels a lot like anxiety. So from that place of feeling anxious about not being able to get it done and never being good enough, you can move into now I feel shame and guilt because I don't feel like I'm taking action on what I'm supposed to be doing in this life. I'm embarrassed that I'm not showing up in this way. And now I'm doubting my own ability. And you see me working up the scale. I doubt my ability to be able to do this work. I doubt my ability to be able to show up. I'm angry that my parents gave me all of this bullshit that I have to work through. But guess what? I'm actually a little bit bored with all of this at this point. I'm over it. I don't even want to do it anymore. I'm pessimistic. I'm blaming other people for the reasons why I can't get it done. I'm now judging myself because now I'm blaming other people. And now I feel pretty vengeful. I want revenge on the unhealed society that raised me. I feel desire, right? Because I'm like, yes, I'm desiring something that I know could be possible. I have a positive belief that everyone else probably feels like this too. I'm optimistic that we can all team up and do this together. I feel hopeful that we can make a massive shift because we're in this place where even though things aren't perfect, we're content. I feel expansive. I feel passionate about taking action now. I am super enthusiastic, if you can't tell. And I just start magnetizing cooperative components to be like, yes, I got this. I have the knowledge. I'm eager. I love this work. I'm full of joy. I appreciate every single moment that I get to spend becoming the best version of myself. I feel a deep sense of peace knowing that I always have my own back. I feel free because I know that there's nothing I cannot be, do, or have. I'm divinely guided. I feel a sense of inner bliss. I am abundant. I know that opulence is my birthright. I'm in my vortex. And now I feel a sense of oneness. And then from that place, then you can take action. Whereas if you're stuck on the 3D first floor, you cannot get anything done. You just can't. And so in order to take that even a little quicker, we'll run through it down to up. So essentially, I'm in anxiety. I'm like, I can't get this done. I'm judging myself. I feel like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do this. And then I realize, actually, because I feel like this, I actually have an opportunity to know that everyone else does. And now I feel a little bit more hopeful. I have the knowledge that I need. Okay, I feel peaceful now. Yes, I'm fully opulent. And yes, I feel oneness. And you can also take it through the side. So you could go, let's say you go from anxiety to blame to positive belief to expansion to love to divinity to oneness. And so you can think about this essentially as literally you getting into an elevator and you pressing what dimensional plane you want to go to, and then you going to that dimensional plane. And I literally had this entire visual coming through with a bunch of different scenarios. And so we're going to drop into another little tiny meditation. You'll soften your eyes to close. Big cleansing breath. Big breath in, fill, 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 fill. Audible exhale, H-A. Ah. And now think of a scenario that's coming up in your life. Something that you're wanting, or maybe it'll be like the next scenario that you're going to walk into. Something as simple as maybe you have a family dinner to attend, or maybe even a yoga class, whatever you're going to be doing. There's a couple different ways that this can play out. It can play out from any dimensional plane based on the emotion that you're feeling. Whatever emotion you feel will determine the scale of this emotional elevator. So when you feel negative emotion, let's say visualize right now, and we're telling our angels that we're not visualizing this because we're wanting it. We're wanting an example of contrast here. We're able to see if I go into this scenario feeling anxious, How will this play out? And go ahead and just project it in your mind right now. If I go into this situation feeling depressed, how will this play out? If I go into this situation feeling shame and guilt, how will this play out? If I go into this situation feeling anger, how will this play out? So those are all 3D frequencies. So if you get off on the elevator of the dimensional plane of the 3D, that's likely where you'll end up being and how it will end up going. And then you choose, okay, I'm going to get back in this elevator and I'm going to go up. I want to go up higher. I want to see what it's going to be like on the 4D. And we really push it. We go to the way top of the 4D and we hit that freedom level. And so this same exact situation, how different does it go when you're feeling peace? How different is it when you feel appreciation? How different is it when you feel joy and love? Knowing that quantum physics is so real and all of these dimensions are possibilities. You are the creator of your reality and you choose which floor you get off on. Take a deep breath in, full breath out. Ah. Repeat after me in your mind. We are committed to our highest timeline. We are committed to our highest timeline. We choose the emotional elevator that fits the vibration of where we're going. We choose the emotional elevator of the vibration of where we're going. Take a big deep breath in and a full breath out. Ah. Blinking the eyes open. Gazing at the scale one more time and noticing and visualizing, and go ahead and write anything down that came through for you about whatever your situation is. And you may even choose to do one page of what will this situation be if I go into it on a 3D emotion? And what will it be if I go into it on a 4D emotion? And what will it be if I go in a 5D emotion? And you'll be able to see how the quantum timeline can play out so many different ways just by virtue of your ability to connect to who you truly are and to listen to universal source energy. Take the ego's alarm bell. The ego's alarm belling. It's like, this is the contrast, yo. You notice it. You notice where you're at on this elevator. And you choose to connect to the Wi-Fi and raise your frequency up to the level that will support your highest good and truly the highest good for all. So there's levels to this shit. And you're able to really connect to those different levels. And don't get mad at yourself if you end up being on a level that doesn't necessarily feel really good, because you can just notice, okay, I'm noticing that I'm thinking a thought that doesn't feel good. I'm definitely manifesting something I don't want. I'm definitely on the wrong plane of frequency. How can I see this differently? How can I be the person who has everything that I want? And from that place of vibrational alignment, you'll be able to manifest everything that you want every time, because it is law. And we just manifested the cute little baby puppy. Hi, this is our little angel. We got the blur going on, but she's living. Here we go. This is Princessa. Princess Joy. Is such a funny story, you guys. We've been wanting to get a wife for Panther for so long because he just has this mood about him where he's in the past that he's like, I'm missing something in my life. And we knew that it was going to have to be a wife for him. And so Matt constantly is always looking and trying to find, the perfect one. And it just so happened that he looked and there was a posting and she was perfect. And she's literally falling asleep right now. And she looks, she's exhausted. She looks just like Panther looked when he was little. And she just has this really powerful vibrational frequency about her. So we ended up texting the family and they responded at 11:11 p.m. And the literal next day we were in the car, we went to go grab her and she's just been the sweetest. She's literally sleeping. She's just been the sweetest little love bug the whole time. So we are so excited because it's really an opportunity to understand the workings of the mind even more. So when we first came home, she's only 8 weeks. So Panther can't even see her as like his wife yet because she's a literal infant. So he kind of had this vibe where he was like not really sure, but literally just 24 hours later, they are obsessed with each other. Like it's the cutest thing ever. Like she'll like run up to him and be like, and he'll be like, and they just kind of have this weird thing going. But at the beginning, it was this frequency and this energy of Panther didn't know how amazing this thing was going to be in his life. And it's almost like when God gives you something new and you're not really sure if you like it or if it's the right thing for you until it evolves and manifests into the fully manifested version of whatever it is. So Panther still has no idea that this is going to be the best thing that ever happened to him. He's still a little kind of like, what is going on? Just because he's used to being an only child. But we know, just like universal source energy knows and God knows, that the highest and good for all is coming to you. And it's probably right in front of you right now. But sometimes you're just trying to get used to it. So that's the download for the babes. They have this really, really fun frequency about them that they're just trying to hang out. She's literally sleeping. There's a bunch of lights in front of us right now. Okay, you're gonna go see daddy now, but that was so good. No. You guys, I love you so much. Go ahead and pop your screens on. Do you want to come party, Sophia? Yay, fam. Oh my gosh, I love you guys so much. Happy Monday. Thank God it's Monday.
Literally. Make it happen Monday.
Make it happen Monday. So much fun. Okay, guys. So essentially what we'll have us do is real quick, we're going to take our picture. Actually, I should definitely have her for this. Oh yeah, this is iconic. She needs to be in the pic. Okay.
First Monday call.
Everyone's ready. Oh, we need to go Command Shift 4. You're going to be in your first Monday call. Let's make sure we're all in it so we're not blurred. So good. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Amazing. So good, you guys. Okay, so now we'll go into kind of like a little bit of a download. If you guys had anything that showed up for you that you want to share, if something happened over the weekend that you'd like to share, what you've personally been working on within your practice, how you're feeling, any questions that you have the floor. We're so funny going in and out of our blur. If we stay together, I think we should be good. Yes.
Hey y'all. You guys are so cute and Princess is freaking adorable. Oh my gosh.
I can't wait for you to meet her in person.
It's so tiny.
You can't even tell until she's like in person. It's like smaller than you even think. Like if you think she's small, just wait until in person. It's like she's the sweetest.
She's gonna fit my tiny little hand.
Yeah, literally.
She's literally like the moon. Like she doesn't photograph the way that she is.
I love that. So for me,
yeah, you had all your experiences.
oh my goodness. This last week was a little rough, rather emotional. There was a lot coming up for me, a lot that I was dealing with and working through. And of course, everything all at one time. But Friday night, I actually did my 3rd ketamine treatment here at home. And since then, like, I literally don't even have words. It has been night and day difference. Like, obviously nothing changed in my reality, but as far as how I am handling it minute by minute and day by day is completely freaking different than it was before. And honestly, it kind of started with my call with you on Friday morning before I even did that 3rd dose. It was just, I felt incredibly seen and heard in a way that I don't necessarily feel quite often. And it was just a few things that you said to me that just fucking clicked like so deep and exactly how and when I needed them to. And then again, before the ketamine, actually, so much happened like that day. But before I did it, I'm sitting in the shower. I made my healthy meal and I'm, taking that time in between. And I was just sitting in the shower and I'm listening to music and I'm sitting there and it was a song from the movie Home with the little purple aliens, little goobs or whatever, boobs, whatever they're called. And, and it was, "We're still worth saving" was the line that I just fucking lost it. But it wasn't me hearing that from anyone else. It was me hearing that like from my higher self, from my future self. And in that same moment, I saw the scars on my leg. For everyone on the call, I used to self-harm, so my left thigh is scarred up and down. And I saw those scars and I sat here like, I've been through shit before. Like shit just as bad, if not worse, is what I'm going through now. But I used to deal with it in such a different way that even if I'm sitting here and I'm crying on a regular or struggling to get through my day, at least I'm not hurting myself. And that just like struck me. And I was instantly just so fucking proud of myself. And that in itself helped me look at everything else different. Like I've made it through shit before. I know that this too shall pass and I'm going to come out better and even fucking stronger because of it. And it just made me honestly a little grateful for all the shit that I've been going through, which seems a little weird to say, especially if you know some of the shit that I've been going through, like you're grateful for that. But it genuinely did make me grateful for the shit, because there were days when same things or something, you know, far less minuscule could have happened. And I would have went in the bathroom and I would have grabbed that knife and I would have cut myself. Yeah. And now I sit here and I journal and I meditate and I listen to music and I reach out to you and so many of you actually here on this call right now. And it's beautiful to like see and recognize, and honestly, just like thank you. And thank you to everyone here on the call that's like played a part in that, because you all really have over these last few months since like becoming part of this Impact fam. And it was just such a beautiful experience on Friday. And I'm so grateful for it. Now I'm excited for whatever else other shit wants to come my way, because I know that I'm going to be okay.
Yes, let's go. You literally, every single thing that you said resonates so fully with everyone. Everyone is like really, really, really feeling your energy. I'm like buzzing.
Yeah,
I love you so much.
I love you guys. Thank you for
Thank
listening.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Like that is exactly what I needed to hear. And everyone, it's just so interesting how like I had something similar happen on Friday where I had just some stuff from the past come up and I'm like, wow, I would have handled this so differently. So when you said that, it really clicked for me. And I'm just so proud of everything you've been doing and you've done. And just like when you realizing how far you've come is just such a gift too, because it's truly incredible. And then more magic gets to happen. And now it's like, you're like, where the elevator goes. And I mean, the analogy, I was thinking of the analogy, it was like, there is a limited floor you were going to last time and we all have been in that place, but now it's like, no, we're going skyscraper levels. Like we're going high. So.
Penthouse only.
Yeah,
Fuck with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like recognizing that growth just kind of gives you that fuel to keep going. It's like, no, I got this.
Yeah, you just
It's like that gentle reminder.
Oh my gosh, words literally can't even explain how much I love you. All of you, for real. This is such a safe space. And just the fact that you were able to share that with us and to be in this place where we've all self-harmed, all of us. Like there's not one person who hasn't self-sabotaged and self-harmed. And it's so incredible to just like be real with each other. Be like, you're not alone. We've all been through this. So thank you so much. And thank you for everything that you do for us at Impact. You guys, Christina is literally a powerhouse. Like anything that she does it 1,000,000,000,000%. And it's just blowing my mind. I would not be the Christina that I am without her being the Christina that she is. She is the K to my C.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. I love you guys so much. And Jill, you did your session too on Friday as well.
I did. Christina and I have been trying to stay on pace with each other and do it at the same time. It's been an interesting experience. And I feel very much like Christina was talking about how it's so great to see the mindset shift. Like I can see the things, right? Like I can see the shit that's going on, but I'm able to see it almost from an outsider's, like a third person perspective. So it's been really helpful in that sense, because it takes away all the feelings that come up, right? So it's really just being able to see and observe and kind of move forward. Although one of the things that I did recognize before even hopping onto this call is that while yes, it's great that I'm able to see things from that outsider's perspective, what I need to stop doing is stop letting the monkey brain go, because now it's in the mind, right? So it's not in the body, it's in the mind. but now I need to like shut the mind the fuck up and say enough is enough. And your elevator analogy was just so helpful today, because I get to choose what perspective I step into those thoughts with. Am I going to step into those thoughts in the 3D, or do I step into those thoughts from a higher level and really be able to overcome them and move forward?
Facts. Yes, it's so true. And when you come at it from that angle and you're like, what's a security thought? And you make it a game, it's just like game over for all of the fear-based bullshit, game over for the 3D. That's why the earth is splitting, period. It's done. I love you guys so much. That was so good. Who's next? She's sleeping.
She's sleeping. She is. She's like, this little thing. She's so warm. Her energy's like radiating.
Oh yeah,
Like,
she's a fucking
joy. Yeah.
I have to
So
say,
cute.
Christina, it's really funny that you asked me the question you asked me when you first hopped on this call, because now like hearing what you guys have said, because like for me, the whole psychedelic world is like it's so new. Like it literally wasn't until LIB till I had my first experience. And it's one of those things where like, I can't wait to have such deep experiences, because like now being home, it's literally seeing the contrast of like what I grew from. And so like living with my sister, it's allowed me to like step back and be like, whoa, like I'm the first one to take initiation of my sisters, to be like how we grew up. We didn't realize that like it really did affect how our brains like developed. So like to be able to sit here and like know that like from a third person perspective, you can be like, holy crap, like it doesn't have to be this way. And so now like being here, it's one of those things where like everything I've learned from your program is like, I can explain it to them in a way that they'd understand it, but not from like the psychedelic side of it. Cause like they're kind of still like ego wise, like, no, like push it to the side. And I'm like, no, like you really don't realize how amazing it is. And like Spencer and I now, like, I don't know what it is, but every time we watch something on Netflix, there's always a reference. And like we were literally watching the show You yesterday, and they went to this party and they literally were talking about taking a ketamine trip. And I literally just looked at him and I was like, it's happening. Like it's been happening. Like it's amazing to know that like in the forefront of it, being a voice for people that don't understand it and being able to explain it to them. They're like, no, like you have to change your perspective. Like the only way things are going to get better in society is that everyone just kind of like drops their ego. Like you need to understand that like your thoughts aren't you. Like you have to change your perspective to grow. Like you can't stay stuck.
I just woke up.
So it's just like, and it's crazy because like before I even moved here, like my word for 2023 was bloom. And like it's amazing to feel like now like growing roots somewhere I know I'm going to be for years. It's just like I can't wait to see like honestly what grows from all of this.
Yes, you've been
And
talking
you-
about flowers
yeah.
this whole time.
And you're in Virginia now, right?
Yes, yeah. So
So
we'll be
wait
here
till
for
the-
we should be a solid 5 years.
Yes, wait till the bloom. There's gonna be the Japanese bloom happening in like the cherry blossoms in DC, and it's beautiful, and that's such a beautiful time. And so that will be coming up.
I 100% going to see that, because
You
where
totally
we lived
are.
in California, it was like there's literally called a blossom trail that we would go drive. So I'm 100% going.
So
to
yeah,
do that.
you'll. I don't know exactly the date, but you'll love it. And I
It's
love
gonna be
it.
amazing.
Love that.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see all the pictures you sent to the group of
I
all
can't
the
wait
blooms.
either.
That's so great. Thank you, Maddie. It's so true. When you look at it from the lens of love and you're like, we're actually just all in this together. And when you can translate the vibration in a way that will support the people that are in your life, I always say it takes one person in every family. Just give me
It
one
really
person
does.
in every family. That's all I need.
And like it's amazing to see that like I can grow something from that and help other people outside of that in like a way that I never thought I would be able to.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. I did it all from you, so I love you for doing it and being so open to all of us to be able to do it.
I love
I
you
love
guys
it.
so much. I love us.
I love us.
I love us. So good. You guys are literally the best. Mondays are for sure the move.
Yeah, I woke up
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, it's a Monday. Let's
It's a
go.
Monday. Let's get it. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to share? Okay, perfect. We're going to drop into our closing meditation now. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all so much. You can turn your screens off so you can go deep into your meditation. I love you all. Oh my gosh. Isn't it so nice to meditate with her?
It's
You could
grounding me.
Download the Akashic Records with that little one.
After your third eye.
For real. Cleansing breaths. Noticing how you're feeling. Feeling the love from the group. Feeling the energy of oneness, the vibration that connects us all. This energetic breath. Breathing in, filling up. Hold the breath at the top, let it expand through your body. Slowly exhale, clear away, release, let it go, let it go, let it go. Hold the breath at the bottom. Feel the stillness, the illusion of stillness. Gently sipping more air in. Inhale 1. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 4. Inhale 5. Exhale 6. Inhale 7. Exhale 8. Inhale 9. Exhale 10. Get all the air out, 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 out. Hold the breath at the bottom. Feel this moment. Breathing in, filling up with beautiful, bright white light energy. And then allowing the breath to return back to neutral, gentle inhales and exhales. Feeling your system fully upgraded. Knowing that by connecting to who you truly are and making a conscious decision to tap into the universal source Wi-Fi, you always have access to all the highest floors. Rooftop access for the win. There's a vibrational pool up there. There's fireplaces, everything you need and more. You just have to be willing to push the button and activate your highest timeline. A deep breath in to seal this intention. And a full breath out. Hands, palms come to heart center. A gentle bow, a tuck of your chin. Setting the intention to bring this loving frequency with us through the rest of our night, throughout the rest of our week, and throughout the rest of our lives. Big breath in. Full breath out. Hands, palms rub together, creating warmth and friction, feeling the energy that you have to create in this world. Hands, palms cover the eyes, feeling the hands over the eyes, feeling the warmth that they radiate. Blinking your eyes open into the darkness of your hands and releasing your arms so that you can come into a mudra. So you're going to make this mudra with your hands. You're going to put your thumbs together, and then you're going to put all the other fingers together as well. And then after you've done that, you're going to take your pointer fingers and make a heart. So your pointer fingers are making a heart here. And so you're having this beautiful mudra. And you're just going to go ahead and put that right in the center of your chest. And just close your eyes and feel this loving vibration. And shoot a laser beam of love out of your heart to the screen that represents all of us. Your love, all of your love, everything you've learned from all of the pain that you've experienced. This essence and energy of oneness, of pure understanding and unconditional love. We are one, we are one, we are one. Big breath in. Full breath out. Arms shoot forward towards the screen in front of you. Send out that love and light energy. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for being here. We are going to upload this to all of the portals so you guys can rewatch it. This is a really good one to rewatch over and over because you'll be able to understand it more and more from the different elevator levels that you're watching it. Have a beautiful rest of your night. Take some time for self-care, and I will see you soon. Aviento.